How we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and a predicted lineup. Arsenal against Crystal Palace, and it's another big game. Now, Crystal Palace, they're having a bit of a tough spell at the moment. And when you think about it, 2-3 weeks ago, they were on cloud nine, top of the world. Nothing could go wrong. But that's the beauty of football, that within the blink of an eye, you're sitting there scratching your head thinking, what is happening? We'll cast our mind back to the Liverpool game, and they were absolutely exceptional. In the first half against Liverpool, it's no exaggeration to say that they could have been 3 or 4-0 ahead. They were that good and that dominant. And they rightly got the win, deservedly, albeit in the last seconds of the game, last kick, Eddie and Nketiah, they fully deserved it. And then, of course, social media being social media and, the way that it works within the modern game, they'd gone on this run of, I think it was 19 games or something unbeaten. And the admin on their X account had made it known that, they changed their bio and everything else. And lo and behold, the next game, they lose. You just knew it was going to happen. And instantly there's a backlash and it's check our bio. And it's like, these are the things that you're going to have to, take when you give at the same time. So, yeah, it was one of those where it was like, okay, they'll probably turn this around quite quickly. And then next game, Bournemouth, 3-3. It was just like a basketball game. It was crazy. And at one point they were 2-0 down. They bring it back. And even when they equalize, I think it was the 97th minute, they still should have won it after. Arteta scores a hat-trick, but he misses an absolute sitter in about the 100th minute. And then they go to Thursday night, and it's, the Conference League. And before that, I wasn't really paying much attention to their game because I thought, okay, it's the Conference League, and with all due respect, they're playing Larnaca. They're going to make loads of changes. All of their main players won't play. I'm not really bothered about this game. And then I see that they lose the game, which was a shock within itself. But then I realized that they actually played most of their main players. And the likes of Guy and Mateta, they were all playing. And I'm sitting there thinking, hey, they actually played. They actually didn't get a rest. And I'm like, this is a strange one. Like, it doesn't mean that we're going to have it easy against Crystal Palace. It just means that they've been involved in a game on Thursday night, whilst we've been sitting, chilling with our feet up, already done our job in the Champions League on Tuesday. And those extra couple of days could be so important. And this is one of those games where you look after probably 60 minutes and you're thinking, okay, this could play into our hands. But obviously I would like to get the job done long before the 60th minute. But yeah, it's just approach the game with caution because, like, at the end of the day, they've got a very, very good manager that has already proven on multiple occasions that he's got the ability to turn this Crystal Palace side around and get them playing and get the results that are needed. They didn't go on that unbeaten run against nobodies. They had an unbelievable run. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult game regardless because Crystal Palace are a good side. But let's focus on us. We're in a very good place right now. We are in form. Everybody's talking about us, which brings its own pressures on its own. But right now, we've just got to maintain what we're doing, winning matches, and keep moving forward. When you're looking at Liverpool at the moment, regardless of their result in the Champions League against a very, very poor side, it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the Premier League now, and whether they can get themselves back on track. And all we can do is just do our job. Keep winning games and keep on with the momentum. And it doesn't matter what Liverpool do if you keep winning matches. It's that simple. Man City are a problem, and we're going to have to keep an eye on them. But listen, at the end of the day, I think it's starting to even itself out as we get towards the 10th game. This is normally where you start to see things balance and kind of get an idea of who's who and what's what between that 10 and 15 game mark. So we're kind of there now. But we also, again, going back to Crystal Palace, we need to also remember that Crystal Palace have only lost one game in the Premier League. One game. That's the same as us. So this is why I say we have to be cautious. Despite the run they're in at the moment, dangerous side. But like I said, they will go into this game worried about what we're going to do, what we're capable of doing, set pieces, all the rest of it. You know, we drew the game last season. So again, it's another opportunity to get a better result and move on from what we did last season. And we've been doing that in recent weeks. We've done it against Fulham, West Ham at home, Newcastle away. We picked up an additional 8 points that we didn't last season. So if we win this game, then that's 10 points we've gained in the last 4 games in comparison to last season. Like, that's a massive shift. And it's been our problem for a while. People will say that you need to beat the big sides, but any Arsenal fan will know that our problem has not been against the big sides. It's been against the sides like a Crystal Palace, a Fulham, West Ham. They're the games that we've been dropping points in. So if we can go into those games, win them, and continue our form that we have done over, the last 2-3 seasons against the top sides, we're going to be absolutely fine. And that's very, very simple. So another game with another opportunity to rectify what we did wrong last season. That simple. So with that said, let's go and get into the lineup. In goal, David Raya. Just don't come flying out of your goal again, please, like you did on Tuesday night. I'd like a nice, easy, comfortable afternoon, please. Right back, Jurriën Timber, very, very straightforward. He will get his rest after this game with Carabao Cup and everything else. So straightforward. Right centre back, William Saliba, again, very straightforward. He will get his rest in the next week or so. Left centre back, I do believe it will be Gabriel. I know Mikel's saying that, he's maybe not. I think he plays. With Mateta, you've got one of the informed strikers in the Premier League. And those two, they have to play. Henkape is not going to come in and get his first minute starting the game. It's just not going to happen. Again, he's a player that will obviously play Carabao Cup and everything else. He's going to get his opportunities and he's going to start to progress and get minutes. If Gabriel was not fit, then I'd most likely go with Mascara that would come in. And that's kind of like the obvious choice. Left back will be Calafiori. Feel that he will come back into the side. Got a nice rest on Tuesday, so he should be fresh and ready to go. It's nothing against Miles Lewis-Skelly, who was excellent, but he's just got to keep doing what he does when he gets his opportunities. It's as simple as that. Moving into the midfield, I believe it will be Zubimendi to start. Again, this is a player that's played a lot of minutes, but he's going to get his rest over the next week in the Carabao Cup and then even the week after because he's suspended for the Champions League game. So plenty of opportunities for him to rest and get himself going again. So he starts this game, no question at all. Next up on the right-hand side, Bukayo Saka. Again, a player that will get rest, but he needs to play this game. And I'm not worried. 3 games in a week. It's fine. There's no issue. Didn't really overexert himself in that second half against Atletico, did he? He was probably the one player that wasn't actively involved. It all came down our left-hand side. So, listen, straightforward for me. Very, very simple. Next up, we're going to have Eberechi Eza against his former club. He will be looking forward to this game, no doubt. And if he can score, that would be lovely. Next to him, Declan Rice, again, a very straightforward one, a player that will get his rest over the coming weeks. So no issues at all. On the left-hand side, I do believe it will be Trossard. I just feel that against sides in the Premier League that may play a little deeper, low blocks and all the rest of it, it's an interesting one. But I just feel that Arteta will go with Trossard. Got his rest on Tuesday night. Martinelli did very, very well. But I just feel Mikel's going to play Trossard, and it's that simple. And then up front is Victor Gyökeres. Again, a very straightforward one. What he does in games and people don't, notice, then that's on you. We can all see it. Got a couple of goals on Tuesday, which will do his confidence the world of good. And hopefully he can get on a run now and just score some goals, because everything's been right bar the ball in the back of the net. And obviously strikers are judged on goals. And listen, I'm absolutely over the moon with Victor Gyökeres and what he's doing at the moment. No issues at all. So very, very straightforward. So there we go. That is it for the preview and the predicted lineup. I think that's a strong lineup. I think we have to go strong again. Crystal Palace are no mugs. It's not one that we can make wholesale changes. I think there's a couple of tweaks based on Tuesday and players that were rested that are normally playing, the likes of Calafiori, Trossard, maybe Gabriel coming out, but I don't think he will be. And like I said, over the next couple of weeks, we've got opportunities to rest players. There's the Carabao Cup next week where you're going to see a lot of changes. And that's where you can see Ben White and Mosquera and Hencape and Miles Lewis-Skelly, Kepa. You could play Moreno up front instead of Gyökeres, and you could play Martinelli and Wanyeri and Dauman, and there could be so many changes. And these players will all get their rest, and it's that simple. And even after that, when you're thinking, you've got Burnley in the Premier League, and then you've also then got Slavia Prague in the Champions League. Zubamendi's already suspended. I wouldn't be playing Declan Rice in that game because he's a yellow card away from missing the Bayern Munich match. So listen, there's plenty of opportunities. The players playing 3 games in the space of 8 days or something. Listen, it should be absolutely fine. So, let me know in the comment section what you think. And if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.